The Spread Show.
Welcome to our divisional NFL playoff preview. Rich and I are here after a fantastic week of wild card football.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best wild card weekends for a minute.
Yeah, I completely enjoyed it. I usually don't sit down and watch through the entire games. The only game I considered turning off was the Seahawks game, but that was for,
I thought you were going to say the Buffalo game with Josh Allen.
Oh my God. Both you and I were looking forward to that game for like 6 weeks when we knew it was going to be the game on that Saturday.
Yeah, Josh Allen,
I'll tell you what.
Most YOLO quarterback.
Most disrespected quarterback of all time. We both, I don't think either of us, we laughed. We were outside drinking Coronas, making fun of how bad of a pick that was.
Yeah, it was.
I remember it.
It was terrible at the time.
I apologize. The man can play. He can do something. At least he can be a Cordell Stewart level career,
And 4 to 5 throws a game, I'm like, fuck, he's just running to the side and just throws
Chuck
it
it.
laser.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, he'll chuck it and it's 40 yards. John Brown's opens him out.
Yeah, he looks like Aaron Rodgers. The next play, he just fucking throws it and doesn't know where it's going or who's out there.
Yeah, was it
He's got a little Jameis in it.
Bradley Roby dropped 2 pick sixes?
Yes.
Hey, gotta get lucky now.
Let's not forget about the lateral that he threw to his tight end at the end.
It was a third-string tight end, wasn't
Badass. Hey, you know what? When the playoffs, you do what you got to do to win.
Yeah.
He's nuts. I like having him in the game, and I would never bet on him or against him.
Imagine if you had to root for him.
Oh my God. I don't know. It's better than what they've had before. Yeah. Better than old JP Lossman.
Yeah, and we're talking about him.
Yeah, exactly.
And every single one of their picks should just be wide receivers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
deep threat wide receivers.
Like John Brown, but just get him on steroids.
Yes, exactly. Man, so a lot of storylines, a lot of things went out the window last week, including your Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
Let's start off. We did start with the Josh Allen thing. The Texans somehow came back and won that game.
Yeah, it was like methodical. It was weird.
It was.
No Will Fuller.
They didn't.
No Will Fuller.
Can we please stop?
He might be.
Can I rule Will Fuller out? Now
he's lenient to playing this week.
He's out.
Lenient.
He will be out by the second quarter. I can guarantee you that.
Is he the most valuable player? Because the Texans look lost without him.
That's apparently what I see, but the man doesn't play, so I can't tell. Can't they just have him stand out there? He's never going to do anything anyways. Just have him stand. Just be the decoy guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But Josh Allen finishes with 264 yards, no touchdowns, 92 yards on the ground.
Don't forget his touchdown catch.
Yes, and a touchdown catch. They came out swinging. I'm really actually impressed that Houston was able to kind of weather the storm and get right at halftime and come back without scoring any points in the first half.
It was 16-0. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I was like, Bill O'Brien's being fired now.
Billy O.B.
I sent the thing and I was like, why do we ever trust Bill O'Brien in the playoffs?
You did, and I don't think anyone does, but it's hard to turn down that divisional winner every year.
Yeah, he's getting you that 10-6.
Exactly. And then you had Deshaun with one of the best plays of the year at the end of the game to really clutch it.
How many times do we have to see that 2 guys just sandwich and the quarterback's the one that bounces off both of them?
Yeah, insane.
So, should one of them just lead, just stop and let the
other
guy tackle him?
I don't know, man, because if you're one of those defenders right now, you're still thinking about that play, and you're probably going to think about that play for the rest of your life.
Yeah, if they just bring him down, it's game over.
Yeah. What a play. Holy shit. Deshaun was 20 for 25. And that was against a very good Bills secondary and defense.
Yeah.
So,
and then of course,
and he had 55 yards rushing, 1 touchdown.
Yeah. It's crazy. You just see him and Josh Allen just winning quarterback sweeps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Dude, and Josh Allen got blown up on one in the second half.
Well, I did say he was a running back playing quarterback, so he's fine.
The Texans not super impressive, but hey, you win the game, whatever.
Yeah.
Titans, Patriots. That was the first overtime game, by the way, and we did have a prop for overtime. We'll go back to that in a second. Titans, Patriots. We saw the Patriots dynasty end right before our eyes. I'm sure they'll be back next year. But Tom Brady could not necessarily pull it out of his ass and win the game for the Patriots this week. I really blame Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
He dropped that pass at the end of the game on third, and that was the first down. Like, just straight up dropped it. One of the most reliable wide receivers of all time.
Yeah, it was really weird. A lot of people don't like Edelman. They say he's a dirty player or whatever. So people are like, oh, it's justice that he just dropped it on third down. But I was like, that's just a routine catch.
Yeah, that's something he will do. I mean, this guy's made incredible, huge clutch catches.
Remember in Atlanta, the Super Bowl, and it was like on the floor, bounced off everybody on defense, and then he just caught it.
Yep.
It's weird. That was a weird game.
It was, and you could just see these receivers were so bad that, I mean, most of these guys, it seems like, won't even be in the league in like 2 years.
Yeah, Sanu looks washed. They gave up a second for him.
Yeah.
Khalil Harry's a rookie.
Khalil Harry looks just like he lacks confidence at this point, I think.
And I'm sure he missed the first 10 games. I'm sure Brady just like, dude, just catch the fucking ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and they just weren't like it wasn't that they were, I would say they were just missing the slightly difficult catches that you need to make in the playoffs. And when you have guys like, when you look at Seattle and they have Lockett and DK make insane catches in that game
every time,
then it's like, okay, that's the difference between, like, I thought the Seahawks wide receiver core had its flaws, but it's nowhere near as bad as the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots is terrible.
Yeah.
Even more for the Seahawks. We'll get on them more later, but even he was open catching stuff.
Yeah. Sony Michel just looked like Sony Michel, who just looks like a very average running back. And you can't have that. There's so many running back options out there.
Can you imagine if they just would have taken Chubb?
My God, yeah. I mean, and I don't even understand how he's this bad. Like, you have to be actually bad to not be good in this offense, I feel like.
It's like he's just going to get 2 to 4 yards to carry. That's it.
Either that or he's hurt, maybe. I don't know. But
he had a bunch of knee injuries in college. So
right.
They should have known.
On the other side, we had Derrick Henry go for 34 carries and 182 yards.
It felt like he had 800 carries.
Yes. It felt like 1992. That's what I thought we were watching, was old school football.
Yeah. I feel like Tannehill had like 50 yards passing.
72. You were close.
Oh my. Yeah.
But one of them was a touchdown. He threw it 15 times.
That seems
15.
Like, I don't remember 15 dropbacks.
Henry doubled his attempts.
And Henry, it looked like he was going to break that one, but every game it feels like he's good for a 50-yarder.
Yeah.
He just breaks it.
That was the thing. So at the end of the game, it was Edelman drops that pass, right? And they punted, didn't they? I was kind of shocked by that, especially with Belichick. I think he knows, like, hey, I believe in this defense or whatever. But at that point, like, the defense
was tired.
Henry was running for 3 or 4. He wasn't going to get stopped behind the line. So he was just busting through the line. Like, the first guy was not even there. He was just running through him. So I was shocked that he didn't say, fuck it, we have to go for it.
Yeah, it was really weird that he did that. He was like, hey, I don't trust my offense at all. I'm going to put everything and try to pin him deep. And then they got the ball back, but it was like a failed Hail Mary.
Yeah, it's just like, you're done. If you don't, I don't know. That was strange.
It was a weird, like, I feel like Bill Belichick had a weird coaching year.
He did. Like, he had limited stuff, though, and they won.
But he got outcoached
games.
by the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And then this
by his guys.
Yeah, by his guys.
His own coaching tree.
Oh, remember, shout out Mike Vrabel. That loophole. NFL fixed that shit.
Oh my God, yeah.
The delay game, then he did the false start, and then another delay game, and then all of a sudden it was 5 minutes.
Yeah, he basically ran a minute off the clock.
It was like a minute and like 28 seconds.
That killed the Patriots. I mean, not really, because they just couldn't score.
He should have just called timeout.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is, the Belichick did that to the Jets in like week 9 or whatever they played. So I was like, oh fuck.
Unbelievable that Tennessee has made this turnaround happen this week. I don't know if you saw it in the news, but Marcus Mariota is he's the guy that's pretending to be Lamar Jackson in practice. Ooh. So he's back in. He's back with a key role with the Titans.
He ran wild. He ran the Wildcat like in what it was like play 4.
Yeah,
3.
I saw
that was weird. I was like, wait. I was like, is Tannehill hurt? I was like, wait.
No,
I've been watching the game.
Like,
he's not hurt. And then it was just, he just came out.
So, of course, everyone's speculating about where Brady's going and all that stuff. They lose their wide receiver special teams coach, right, to the Giants, which is okay, I guess. We'll talk about coaching stuff in a little bit as well. Seahawks Eagles to start it off. Actually, Vikings Saints started it off on Sunday, right? That was the first game?
That was the first game.
Yeah. 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that anymore, NFL. Come on.
Well, and then instead this week it's 12:30 and 3:40.
That's the way to go. I'll do that. I'll wake up, get some lunch. Man, this was really interesting. There was a couple plays in here where, because the Saints were kind of coming back, they were getting back into it, and their defense would make a play where it looked like they did something huge, like they had that fumble.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fumble or whatever.
Down barely.
Yeah. I think that happened twice.
Yeah.
And it's just like the refs got it right. They even let the plays play out.
And then they're celebrating in the end zone, and they're like, "Is he down?"
Yeah. So
that has to be so demoralizing. You're like, "Hey, we made a stop in the backfield. He fumbled. Wait, his knee was down."
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Oh."
It was bad. Kirk Cousins, 242 yards, 1 touchdown. He put it up 31 times. Drew Brees, 208 yards on 26 for 33, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Taysom Hill looked great in this game. He had 4 carries for 50 yards, threw a touchdown.
And he had that 50-yard pass, too. That was really a walk to that. I don't know, the receiver, Harris, I think his name was.
Yeah. He was great this game, and he looked like Kittle. At one point, they should have given him the ball more somehow. I don't know how, but he was running through people.
Yeah, someone was saying that they should have just taken out, because they didn't know, the Vikings didn't know how to stop him. Say they just take out Drew Brees, and they just have him run. They just run gadget plays
for like the whole series.
The whole series, they wouldn't have known what to do.
Yeah, for sure. It was worth a try, but in the end, they only lost in overtime. They lost by 6.
Poor Marcus Williams.
Yeah, that guy is going to stay in the spotlight forever. He just better hope the Saints don't go to the playoffs next year. Just have a year off, man. Michael Thomas still got 70 on 7 receptions.
But remember, he said he's right remembering all this disrespect.
Yep, he did say that. They tried to replicate the Derrick Henry thing. 28 carries for Dalvin Cook, 94 yards.
Yeah, it felt like he had so many carries.
He was running into a wall. 2 touchdowns, though. So he was able to get in the end zone. Yeah, this game started off very interesting. It was 13-10 at half. Yeah. And then the Vikings come out and score in the third off that Dalvin Cook run. 20-10 going into the fourth, and the Saints really looked like they were going to come back and win this thing.
And that's because Lutz missed that field goal, and he had made, 20-some straight?
Right, and he hits the 49-yarder at the end to send it to OT, but basically they just bungled the clock at the end of the...
Yeah, Sean Payton, the timeout thing was weird.
So they're driving down. Breeze is just darting these guys up.
Yeah.
Like he hit 4 or 5 passes in a row. I think they had 30 seconds, 20-something, 21 seconds left.
I think Mike Thomas in the fourth quarter didn't have a catch. He threw to everyone but Mike Thomas.
21 seconds left, and Breeze or someone's offsides essentially, right? Yeah. So there's supposed to be a runoff 10 seconds, or they could have used their last timeout and just left it at 21 seconds. That's plenty of time to get a playoff, spike it, and if you need to, get a field goal, the field goal kicker in, or go for the goddamn end zone.
You have Ted Ginn, who just runs straight anyways.
Yeah, and
Mike Thomas, who just hits out routes.
Yeah, and Kamara underneath.
Yeah, and then Jared Cook can be going down the seam.
Yeah, no idea what they're doing there.
I feel like a lot of we're gonna see it this weekend with Andy. Well, this Andy Reid, it probably won't be close. I don't want to spoil it for Andy Reid, but when they get that close game, Andy Reid's gonna mess up one of these things like this.
Right? Yeah, because the Saints have been doing this for years now.
Yeah.
Last year they did it. It's just like they panic, and Drew Brees too in these big spots panics. It's so weird because we think of him as this prolific passer and everything, but it's so weird to see a guy this well-known, who probably would have won a shit ton of MVPs if Tom Brady wasn't around, to kind of just have these freak-out moments in these big games where he'll fumble or throw a pick, and it's just like, what? He usually doesn't do this.
Ever.
Yeah. Also felt like they should have involved Kamara a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with him. So, either way, it was a great job. Mike Zimmer and the Vikings obviously had that down year last year, but they're trending upwards from 2 years ago. It's a super talented team with a very good defense and a really good defensive scheme.
Yeah, and Anthony did say that he did not want to face the Vikings.
Yeah, for sure, and that's for a good reason because this team will beat your ass.
Yeah. And they just pounded the rock. That defense is fast.
Their defense is scary, just mean, scary, physical.
Danielle Hunter's coming off the edge. Jefferson Griffin's coming off the edge. Anthony Barr's like.
Who's their safety?
Harrison Smith, 22, and then.
God damn it! I keep forgetting his name. But he had an incredible year.
Yeah,
it's just and Harrison Smith. But I mean, that whole team has just star talent all over the defense.
And all their defensive linemen, they just got for the ball. Eric Kendricks, right? Because Michael Kendricks is the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a linebacker. They just have athletes.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And then it was just they're just good. But we always just say, hey, Kirk Cousins has to make a play, and he made a play.
He made a couple throws.
He made 3 plays. Yeah.
Anthony Harris is the guy at safety. 6 picks, I believe, this year. 3 last year. He's a machine. He's really good.
That whole defense is really good.
Yep. And I mean, they committed to Dalvin, and they really made sure that Cousins. I mean, it really came down to Thielen being disgusting.
Yeah.
He murdered Lattimore and anyone else that was on him in that whole game.
It was a third quarter, and there was a play where Lattimore got beat by Thielen deep, and Lattimore after the play just had his hands on his hip, defeated. I was like, it's the third quarter, dude. His confidence has been shot this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I was like, oh, who's shut down? All of a sudden, I was like, damn, he's getting beat a lot now.
Yeah. Man, it was interesting, and obviously, weirdly, Stephon Diggs was still pissed off somehow.
He wanted the ball, and they would give him the ball, and then it was like 1 catch, 4 yards, reverse, got 3 yards, a bubble screen, 2 yards. They're trying to get the ball to him, but
he wasn't
making anything happen today.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
But Cousins and Breeze. I mean, you look at Cousins, 7.8 average, Breeze 6.3. They just weren't giving that stuff up over the top. So, I don't know. Interesting. Everyone had the Saints. Everyone loved the Saints. And I kind of looked at it as just, hey, 8 points is too much for this round of the playoffs, especially against the Vikings. I don't understand where that... They started off weird, and then they were clearly a good team in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was just weird because the Saints had averaged 38 points the last 4 games of the year, so they were super hot.
And, the Saints, I feel like, peaked really early. Yeah. Weirdly, around the Bridgewater time.
You were the one that said they should put Teddy 2 Gloves in. Damn, after that,
Teddy covers the spread.
They had Teddy 2 Gloves and Taysom Hill out there together.
Seriously. The Vikings were at their peak this year. Were one of the best teams in the NFL, like top 3 in the NFL.
They fell off once Seattle injured. Well, he got injured during the game. They didn't cheap shot him or anything.
Yeah.
When Dalvin Cook got hurt.
Right.
And then they literally said, "Hey, Dalvin, you're sitting out the last 3 games." So he hasn't played in a month. His legs are fresh, and they're like, "Hey, we're giving you 30 carries a game.
We're gonna run you into this wall for the rest of the playoff." I mean, and that's what you need. We talked about it last year. Play defense, run the football. You're fine.
Yeah, and that's what everyone did. The Titans played D, ran the ball.
Yep.
The Bills tried to.
Yeah.
And then they just got beat by Deshaun Watson fucking magic.
That was really gimmicky.
Imagine those 2 guys that just met him in the backfield and.
Oh my God! Seriously, 1 play away.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then we had the Seahawks game.
Game of the week. Tell you what.
I was convinced that Seattle was losing this game. Too much. It was just too much of an easy money bet for the public to go Seattle here with all those injuries, and then of course.
They announced Ertz on Saturday or Friday? For Saturday night.
I believe Friday.
Was it Friday night?
Yeah.
And then the Sharps pounded the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I woke up.
Started murdering that Eagles line.
Yeah, and I woke up Sunday morning. It was Eagles -1. I was like, whoa.
Which is insane.
I was like, I can get Seahawks money line now.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
Weird game. Much like the first time they played. Russ was really good.
Same exact score.
Yeah. No running game to speak of for Seattle. Really, I don't understand why the Eagles went away from Sanders and Scott just on the outside.
Yeah, they were killing
They were just too fast because Wagner would get caught up in the middle. And there were times where KJ would make a big tackle, make a big play on the outside. But most of the time, Boston Scott and Sanders were just freely running up the sideline.
And they only ran 2 screenplays for Boston Scott, and he had 15 yards on each of them.
Yeah.
And
McCown looked actually good at points.
The one Miles Sanders dropped was brutal on 4th down.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to catch that, Miles Sanders. Come on now.
Dallas Goedert had 73 yards on 7 receptions.
That's standard numbers for them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the Seahawks are going to give up.
It felt like Ertz had like 100 catches.
Right. Yeah, it was weird, man. That's just a team that, unfortunately, you feel bad for the Eagles fans. Not too bad, obviously, because they have the most recent Super Bowl out of these 2 teams, but they had a team that played their asses off this year and consistently fought through injuries.
They only gave up 17 points, and they still lost.
Yeah, and Carson Wentz, who basically held this offense together by himself, goes out. And
don't want to be that guy, but Carson, you got to slide now. You got to slide.
Yeah, but I think in that situation, there's a lot of people that said Clowney should be suspended and all this crazy stuff. And at first, I was like, dude, come on, that guy just fell. He fell over. It's goddamn football. He accidentally hit him. I think that Clowney did want to get a little extra in on Wentz, just a little push, and he probably accidentally did. I don't think he tried to lead with his helmet and hit the dude helmet to helmet. I think he just tried to hey, I'm going to, shove him a little bit, fall on him or something,
So we could do that. Say Carson Wentz bounces off. Look at the Texans game.
Yeah.
They hit him. He bounces off.
Yeah.
They fucking lose on that.
Exactly.
Watson would bounce. It's football.
Yeah. I don't think anything malicious. I really hope. And it doesn't seem like the NFL gives a shit.
His head didn't. He got a concussion, obviously, but it wasn't one. I've seen way more vicious hits where they led with their forearm straight.
Even the next hit, Onsa hit, was later. So the announcers didn't really even notice what was going on there. No one said anything until he was out of the game.
Yeah, about Clowney, Ziggy, he got beat to the corner by McCown and then got hurt on that same play.
Oh my God, Ziggy Ansah smoked by Josh McCown.
Has fresh legs.
Man, that's a really bad game for the Seahawks, though. 17-9. You're going up against a team completely deflated by injuries. Defensive line that really had, they're missing offensive line.
Yeah.
Missing Brandon Brooks, right?
Yeah, just his arms broken.
Just completely.
Lane Johnson came back.
Yeah.
Jason Peters was there.
But it's just they're all banged up pretty bad.
Lane Johnson hadn't played in 3 weeks.
So I don't know what the hell. Where was the pressure?
I feel like Clowney was in on every play, but wasn't in on every play. If that makes sense.
Clowney he was there, but there was no one up the middle doing anything.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Reed. Puna Ford had one big play. That was it.
But he's there mostly for the run stop, and it's
and everyone else, I'm like, the Jefferson, all the names are there, but I was like, they just didn't do anything.
They just didn't do anything, and. On the other side, you had Fletcher Cox just blowing up. And I expected that. I think Joey Hunt actually did a good job of maintaining a half a second.
And he got, what's his name, too? Fluker.
Yeah, Fluker. That was surprising.
That was 2 dogs going out at 2 hosses. And he just pushed him back and just straight put him on his ass.
Yep.
Fletcher Cox, that's one guy
I never want to see that man in the trenches.
Nope.
Other than that, that this team just didn't look... the Travis Homer Marshawn duo was absolutely terrible.
Homer tried to fumble on the second play.
Yeah, and
good Lord,
Marshawn had the run. That was cool, but it's unless it's at the goal line, we pretty much can't do anything with the run game.
Yeah,
and it's not going to get any better this week.
Well, no, you can run on the Packers.
No,
you don't want to pass on the Packers because they have the 2 defensive ends trying to get up the field.
Who's their? Is it Preston Smith?
Blake Martinez. Yeah, it's Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith, I want nothing to do
you
with.
Do not. He's going to try to kill Russ.
Yeah, he will. He's going to.
Nope, just run the ball, Russ. No.
I want nothing to do with Zadarius Smith. He's
insane.
Arguably one of the top 10 defensive players in the league. I don't want to see it.
Part-time player for the Ravens, superstar for the Packers.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. DK obviously was incredible here. I'm glad that they actually stepped up and made plays.
And Russ, he was open for that 75-yarder. Just hit him.
Yeah. He was open over the top all day. I don't know what the Eagles were doing.
It's almost like Amari Cooper said it week 16 when he was mad.
God,
he was like, stop running outs and slants. He's like, they're shutting down all that. He's like, go deep every play.
Yeah. And he's absolutely right.
DK was running deep every play.
We could have just sent streaks every play. Because those guys, those corners obviously are really bad. They were bad since week 3 when everyone knew this is the worst unit in football. And they didn't make any trades. They couldn't get Jalen Ramsey, and they only got worse from there. Yeah. So, why this? Look, I'm not going to get into Seahawks coaching stuff.
But again. I'll give them in the fourth quarter. They passed the ball 70% of the time.
Yes,
I'll give them
that. Well, it's hard not to when you average 1 yard per carry. I will give them that. They didn't pull the thing last year that they did, where they just decided to run the whole time for no reason. Yes. They've made strides there. Jason Myers also hit a 49-yard field goal. Let's not forget that. It was huge.
They blocked one, too.
One did get blocked, yeah.
I think I saw a stat since 2012. That's the Eagles' 25th block kick.
It's just
that's insane.
It's a well-coached, well-organized team that just got obliterated by injuries.
Yeah.
So.
And even that, they were in the game.
Yeah. Which is sad. Like I said, for the Seahawks, you basically win by a touchdown.
Hey, Seahawks aren't going to get blown out. They're just going to play tough.
Terrible, man. That's just whatever. We'll get to it. What about some of our bets here?
Oh.
We had some cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Now, last week, you and I made some picks, too. I believe I went 1-2-1, and that you also went 1-2-1.
Mm-hmm. We
pushed on that Houston game, the first one. We both went New England. I went Minnesota, you went New Orleans, and then I went Philly, you went Seattle. So.
Yeah. Ant sent his picks in too, right?
Yes. Ant was 2-1-1. He went Minnesota and Seattle, so you got those lost on New England.
And then we got pushed on Houston.
Yep. So some things that we picked last week. How many games will go to overtime in the wild card round? We went with 1, and we thought we had it. But it also looked bad because it was the first game of the slate went to OT.
I totally forgot that game. It didn't feel like it was OT because at halftime it was 16-0, and I was like, oh, they just restarted the game.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, all of a sudden, and then the pitch, and then everything was going crazy.
Yeah.
That was some pretty bad coaching, though. They both got the ball back again.
Oh, incredibly bad. Yes, I loved it. So it actually goes to 2. We had 1 at plus 300, so that would have been a nice win, but, that's where the cookie crumbles. How many defensive and special teams touchdowns will be scored wild card round? I don't think there were any, right?
2 almost ones by the Saints.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the Saints would have had both. That would have been plus 375. Here we go. Most passing yards. Who won that?
Russ.
Oh, Russ won it. You had Russ at plus 500.
Mm-hmm. I knew.
There you go. So even if you had to bet those first 2 ones at 100 spread credits apiece, you're $300 in at that point, but you've just won 500, so you're still up.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Sean at 900, but
he was close. Yeah, because he had 300.
Oh, true. Okay.
Because of the overtime.
Most receiving yards. I had Michael Thomas, and you had Stephon Diggs.
A sleeper pick I did say would be DK.
Yeah. DK wins that based on the last.
You said Thielen, too.
I did, yeah. we were sleeping on Thielen and DK was huge. That would have been huge numbers. And he comes up with it, leads, I think, at 139.
No, he had 170 because of the last one.
Last catch, yeah.
He had 7 for 160.
That's crazy, man.
And
160.
And that's because Russ on that last one underthrew him. Well, he just didn't want to overthrow him.
Right.
So he just lofted it up. DK's going to catch it or it's a PI.
Right.
And then the other one, he overthrew him on a 75-yarder.
Yeah. Do you remember what the odds were? It had to be like plus 750 or something.
No, his was. I thought DK was like him and Thielen were both plus 1,000.
Oh, my God.
It was like plus 1,000 and plus 1,200 or something like that. They might have been plus 1,000 for both of them. Because Thielen hadn't had 100 yards combined in the last 4 games.
Right, and he's been injured.
Yeah.
Most we tried to get cute and went with Singletary and Sony. Nope. Even.
Just take the favorite.
Yeah, just take Derrick Henry and you're gonna win. What team will score more points or the most points in the wild card round? Who even won this? The Vikings? I think the Vikings won this.
It had to have been the Vikings.
That's crazy. We had Seattle and New Orleans.
Ooh, those Vikings scored 26.
That's wild.
Every game went under, too. That's insane.
But is it? It's playoff football.
Yeah, but just so many good quarterbacks.
Yeah, true.
Well, better. All the top defenses are in the playoffs, obviously.
Well, I mean, you saw the stat about the top passing teams versus the top rushing teams, and all the top rushing teams are in.
It's weird. You run the football, but analytics say don't run the football.
Yep. What team? And then our Super Bowl picks. Yours already got blowed out. You had New Orleans, KC. I put KC, Green Bay.
Yeah, and that's my preseason. I had Pats over Cowboys, so that picks out too.
So what are you gonna? You get to keep KC.
KC and the NFC's so bad. I'll go with the Seahawks.
Seattle, KC.
Yeah, okay. I was telling Ann on Sunday after the game, I was like, so we're going to start looking into the Seahawks-Vikings NFC Championship in Seattle?
Got to, right?
Fuck.
Do you know what the odds are on a Seattle-KC matchup? Why don't you look that up?
Look it up.
We also had some fun little best bets that we threw down. Here's one. Houston, New England. That didn't work out. That would have been plus 262. Then we went Minnesota in the Seattle game going under. That was mine, I believe. Or was that our combined? Yeah, that was our combined one. We said Minnesota and take the Seattle game going under. That's a winner at plus 272. So not too bad on that parlay. I also parlayed Minnesota and Buffalo. So technically did not get it. You would have won, but not at the same odds because Buffalo pushed. Your New Orleans, New England money line with the Seattle minus 1.5 and the Houston minus 2.5 did not hit, to say the least. But it was plus 602.
It happens.
Tons of fun props this week, though. We don't have any player props yet because the injury report's not out. But we've got our games to talk about. Let's get into some trends here. Found a lot of cool stuff. You sent me an article this morning I want to go over.
And if you pick the Super Bowl KC over Seattle, it's plus 2,400.
Woo! Plus 2,400?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm going to put that down because that's interesting.
And just for that matchup is plus 1,600. For the KC Seattle match, just for the matchup?
Yeah.
Plus 1,600. KC beating Seattle in the Super Bowl is plus 2,400.
Gotcha. Okay.
So at that point, you might as well pick might as well pick them, right?
Sure.
Seattle beats KC plus 3,500.
Amazing.
I might have to put a couple bucks.
Last year we had the Colts at Chiefs. Ugh. They were minus 5.5.
Remember, it was terrible. Angela got hurt.
I don't remember what the final score was.
A lot to a little.
So they covered. The Chiefs covered that. Yeah, I believe both the AFC favorites covered. We had your boys, the Cowboys, at the Rams, minus 7.
They got blowed out.
So the Rams covered. Yeah. It's 2 favorites covered there. Chargers at Patriots.
Patriots won, was it 34-16?
Yeah, they won by a lot. They covered minus 4.5. 3 favorites right there. And then Eagles, Saints were minus 9. Damn, I don't remember.
No, they must have won by like 7. It was a close game. I'll double check, but I don't think it was a blowout.
Basically 3-1 in favor of the favorites last year in the divisional round. I can find it really quick. I think I had it. Yeah, we had the Saints. Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember Nick Foles overthrew Nelson Aguilar on the first drive and it would have been a touchdown, and they punted.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I was like, that would have changed everything.
Let's pull up a couple of these articles we're looking at. So this is just early trends that people have pointed out. For one, the Vikings. Oh, shit. Where did this go? The Vikings are plus 7. Is that right?
Feels like they're more.
I believe it's Vikings plus 7.
Plus 7, yeah, it stayed there too. Oakland and it's still there.
One thing, a reason people like that, basically teams that are unfamiliar with the Vikings, especially non-divisional opponents, are the Vikings are 44-19-1 against the spread.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're not in division with them, you struggle.
Yeah. So Mike Zimmer can coach against everyone but the Packers, Bears, and Lions.
Yes. There you go. Divisional round road underdogs are 36-24-1 as well against the spread. So that's just people overvaluing home field advantage in the bye week.
Yeah, and then what happens is the line's open, the sharp is betted up.
Yep.
And then because they're like, oh, they had a week off, these guys just had a tough game.
Yep.
These are the favorites, and then
the public piles on. Yeah. And then the sharps go the other way.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, hey, we forget it's the playoffs, and most of the games are close.
Right. The Titans plus 10 at the Ravens. Basically, it's just all dependent on Tannehill here. But road underdogs are 8-3 against the spread against the Ravens in Lamar Jackson starts. So just a heads up there. Doesn't mean that they're going to murder it against the spread. They'll probably beat the Titans, but watch that spread. Watch that number.
Yeah, it's 9.5 right now after the Ingram didn't practice today.
Oh, okay.
It's a Saturday night game, so.
Here's one that I found interesting. Chiefs-Texans, the over-under is somewhere around 49.
51 currently.
Okay. Wow. Holy shit. Outdoor postseason games have trended to the under with a record of 75, 56, and 4. And if the Chiefs are home, you should just bet the under. Under Andy Reid, so that's since 2013, the Chiefs have scored 2.9 fewer points at home than on the road. That's the most negative home-away offensive scoring differential in the league.
That's crazy.
The Chiefs games have an NFL worst home-away total differential of minus 7.6 points. So basically, if you get the Chiefs at home, just look at that under. Everyone's going to look at the over because it's Mahomes and it's the Chiefs and that offense. Take the under. Yeah. So if it's climbing up, if it's at 50 whatever right now.
51 and opened at 49.
Yeah, I'm still taking that under.
64% of the bets and the money are on the over.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Everyone just thinks Mahomes, Watson shootout.
So basically, since Andy Reid has been there, no home team has made under bettors more money than the Chiefs have with their 36-22-1 under record. Wow.
Thank you, Andy Reid.
Here's one that I didn't like. Packers, they're -4. They're at home versus Seattle. And they talk about Aaron Rodgers' home and away splits. So home, he's 53, 30, and 3 against the spread. Away, he's 45, 42, and 1. So in the Rodgers era, the Packers have had a point differential of plus 8.4 at home, but just 0.1 on the road. So that's the highest mark in the league. So it looks like they have a home field advantage. I don't know. We'll see.
Playing the Ward Warriors.
It's true. Yeah, you got to look at the other team, man.
8-1 on the road on the season.
Exactly.
Straight up, not even against the spread. That's just straight up 8-1 on the road.
Now, we always have to talk about rest versus rust, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I always felt like, I used to feel like I switched, and I like having my guys on the field or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't like the rest.
The Ravens are coming off 2 weeks off.
Crazy.
Because they benched everybody the last week.
In the playoffs, teams with home field advantage won 61.9% of their game, just so people know. They're 99-61 straight up, which is pretty. I mean, if you look at the playoffs, it's usually the 1 seeds advancing. It's usually these bye week teams getting to the Super Bowl.
What is it since 2014? The 1 and 2 seeds have all advanced
to
the Super Bowl.
But extra rest, it seems to help too when it comes to that straight up. In the playoffs, teams that get that extra rest week are 83 and 58 straight up, and 45 and 28 in the second round. Yeah. So, pretty big discrepancy there.
The only team that hasn't made it to the Super Bowl as being a 1 seed in like the last 8 years is when Dallas got it. Of course, they got to be the outlier.
Oh man. Now let's talk about against the spread.
Yeah.
So since 2003, home teams in the playoffs are 73, 83, and 4 against the spread. Not doing so great. In the divisional round, home teams, which include every team with the first round bye, have gone 27, 36, and 1 against the spread. So basically what that's telling me is these road teams you really got to look. I mean, there's got to be a point where you're like, okay, how many points are we looking at? Where you have to take it no matter what you think the matchup is.
And they're coming off wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of the teams have been fighting for their playoff lives for a while.
Some of these teams are getting guys back too.
Yeah.
That may have sat out a game or two. So, let's get into these weeks. We've got Minnesota at San Fran. San Fran's -7. After I just finished gloating about Minnesota, I have a hard time picking against San Fran, especially with the touchdown there.
Yeah, and Doc, disappointed in you.
Dr. Disrespect on Twitter did tweet Niner gang.
Mm-hmm. And all the replies were Vikings and Seahawks. Every other team but the Niner fans.
Yeah, which is surprising because Niners fans are usually...
But he should know his audience.
Yeah. I don't know what to think here because, like I said, I really love Minnesota, but I feel like Kirk Cousins is going to have some real issues with that defensive scheme and some of the pressure, if they can generate the pressure they were getting towards the beginning of the year. And I'm worried because Dalvin, they kind of snuffed him out last week, and Cousins did make the plays he needed to, but can he do that 2 weeks in a row against a better team?
I don't know. The Saints were pretty hot.
They were
13-3.
Yeah.
It looks like what's his name should be back. Why did I go blank? Quan
Richard
Alexander.
Sherman?
Quan.
What?
Yeah.
No. No way.
Practicing.
Is he on IR?
Yeah, but they did the IR destination to return.
I don't even know if I want him back at this point. I like him.
I don't. You just sign him to a 4-year deal for like 60-some million. I wouldn't.
And
risk him back.
Wasn't Warner there?
And the Greenwood, I believe, is his backup, and he's been doing really
well.
The
guy that smoked the Seahawks?
Yeah, he's been doing really well, so it's weird that he's practicing and that he might play.
I don't know, man. This one's interesting. 7 points is quite a bit. I mean, 8 last week. They kind of get a little bit more respect here. But you're looking at a team that just played an OT, coming off a huge emotional win, going into San Fran against a very, very good team, if not the best team in the league. I'm going to go actually San Fran here. I took Minnesota with the 8 last week, and I think that was the right move, but I just feel like that was a tough game, man, to go and beat the Saints like that in New Orleans, and now you're having to go to San Fran and try to drum up the same energy and try not to make those mistakes with another week of film for San Fran, and it's just I just think San Fran will have their number here, but no disrespect to Minnesota, that's one of the best teams in football.
You want to talk about a disgusting game? This is going to be Dalvin Cook running into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Mozart, Coleman, and Breida run into brick wall.
Yeah.
And it's going to be both teams run play action really well.
And Kittle and...
Oh, God.
Kittle's
monster.
It's going to be interesting. I just think we'll see more turnovers. I think we're going to see turnovers out of Cousins. Probably 2 picks.
He'll revert back to...
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you're looking at even those 2 very close ones against the Saints.
That was his first win over a team that had more than 10 wins.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
That's insane. So I was like, he's going to make history again.
Right.
I'm still going to take the Vikings +7.
Okay. It's hard not to at 7 in the playoffs. Yeah. That's a lot of damn points.
And that defense, they do hear the chatter, like, hey, the Vikings, like, they're going to hear, oh, Niners defense, Niners defense, Niners defense. But Niners should be getting back D Ford and Quan. So they're getting back 2 of their star players that they picked up in the offseason. Bosa's a beast. Ugh, yeah. Ooh. Sherman's on his fuck everybody train again.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, my Atlanta. I'll go Vikings +7.
Okay. Tennessee at Baltimore is going to finish Saturday up. Baltimore is -10 right now, and that's a lot of points. That's the second -10 we're going to get this week probably.
Yeah. One quick note on the Niners and Minnesota: 58% of the bets are on the Niners to cover. 58% is on the Niners to cover, and 51% of the bets on the under, and it's 45. So
okay,
there's no real public or sharp in action right now at the moment.
I really feel good about the under on that one.
Yeah, it's opened at 46, it's at 45, and the line opened at -7 and it's still -7.
Yeah, okay.
So the sharps are kind of just staying away at this game. But I'm sure there'll be big bets pouring in during the weekend.
Oh, for sure. You're going to see, right at the very end, you'll see a ton of money poured in.
And we'll keep you guys updated on Twitter and stuff.
Tennessee at Baltimore. So Tennessee is coming off possibly their Super Bowl here, beating the Patriots, going to Baltimore against the toughest offensive puzzle to figure out in the game. Mike Vrabel said, they asked him how to slow down Lamar today, and he basically said, tie his shoelaces together.
They did just lose their linebacker, the one from UCLA, third-year, what's his name? Jaron Brown, I believe.
Okay.
To the Titans, so they are having a backup linebacker, which is not ideal playing against, what do you call it, the spread, triple option. I don't know what they're running.
Yeah, Greg Roman's offense.
Yeah.
The Roman Empire.
And somehow, Jackson gets hit once every 4 weeks, so
right.
it's really designed well, and they're going to add new wrinkles to it. Mark Andrews should be healthy.
My question is, so we know what Tennessee's going to do, right? They're going to run the shit out of the ball and keep the ball out of Lamar's hands. Can Baltimore get to 10 points over Tennessee by the fourth quarter if they do get 35, 36 carries out of Derrick Henry? Ooh. If they run the ball 46 times.
Which they're going to do.
Yeah. Can Baltimore put together like 2 of these super long, tough drives to get to that 10-point spread? Because I don't know that Tennessee's defense is that good.
Yeah, they were giving up plays against
Patriots.
The Patriots' offense is terrible. I don't see them stopping them.
I don't either. That's what I'm worried about. Is just how are they going to stop?
And the tight ends are running seam routes, and they have 3 tight ends, and they're always open somehow.
Right.
One of them's always open. Hollywood Brown, I feel like he was explosive to start the year, and I feel like he's due for a big game.
I like Baltimore here.
Yeah, I would think I got to roll with Lamar.
I don't like. Usually, I look at these games like, okay, I think Minnesota could beat San Fran. I think that Seattle could beat Green Bay. I think that there's a world in which Houston could beat KC. I don't think Tennessee could beat Baltimore.
So Houston already beat KC KC, so
I don't think Tennessee beats Baltimore. I just don't see it.
This is where Tannehill's magical run comes to an end.
Yeah.
But, hey, Tannehill, don't worry. You're getting paid, my man. Yes. You're getting paid.
That being said, are you going Baltimore -10?
Yeah.
Okay.
You going Baltimore as well, right?
Yes. Both going Baltimore here.
And that one, 53% of the money, so, the public's not on this one yet either, is on Baltimore, and 61 is on the under. And the sharps are betting the under as well because it opened at 49 and it's at 47.
Ooh, okay.
So the sharps are betting that one down.
I could see that still staying under.
Yeah, 47.
I'm surprised it's not 43, honestly.
Yeah, probably just because they think Baltimore might have that 38-point game.
Right. Yeah, okay. Seattle at Green Bay. Green Bay is -4.
Talk about America's Game of the Week, Part 2.
Yeah, really interesting. We know these teams play. I mean, you had the stats.
Every year.
They just are going to play the same game every year where it comes down to the last possession.
Yeah, and this year combined, they've played 33 games combined, and 23 of them have been one-possession games.
That's good.
So...
equally bad teams. Let me run through something with you really quick.
You gonna give me that Seattle Road stats already?
I just want to. What do you know about Green Bay?
You don't want to pass on them.
Okay.
Because their defensive ends will get pressure.
Okay.
And Aaron Jones is gonna get the rock at the goal. Somehow they get to the goal line and Aaron Jones just gets touchdowns.
Okay. Because I feel like Green Bay has been the most under the radar,
terrible team.
I mean, not terrible, but good record team that I've ever encountered in the NFL. They have Aaron Rodgers, and we never see them.
And I feel like he doesn't have his Aaron Rodgers games anymore.
No, he doesn't. And it's just that whole thing's over, and it's just like they're just a team now. And it's like, it's the Green Bay Packers. Why are we not talking about them every week?
Because Aaron Rodgers doesn't put up the sexy numbers. It's Aaron Jones and John.
He threw for 4,002 yards.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like it.
On 570 attempts.
He threw it that much?
Yeah. I mean, it's really weird.
He had 26 touchdowns and 4 picks. So
it's like there's a media blackout on this team. Let me just go through something.
Maybe nobody wants to piss off Aaron Rodgers because he's just a dick.
Well, here's part of it. Okay, the Seattle. So they beat the Bengals. They beat the Steelers. The Bengals weren't good. The Steelers at that point, we kind of wrote them off, but they wound up being okay. They lose to the Saints, so they played a good team there. They beat the Cardinals, who suck. They beat the Rams, who were, pretty much on the cusp of being a playoff team. They beat the Browns. They lose to the Ravens. That's another good team. Beat the Falcons, beat the Bucks, and beat the 49ers, beat the Eagles. The Vikings, Rams again, Panthers, Cardinals, Niners. So there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 quality games. Not opponents individually, but 7 quality games. Let's go to Green Bay. Green Bay played the Bears. They suck. They played the Vikings.
Tough.
Good team. Beat the Vikings. Played the Broncos. They suck. The Eagles suck. They lost to them. The Cowboys suck. The Lions suck. The Raiders suck. They played the Chiefs without Mahomes and won by 7. They lost to the Chargers, who suck. The Panthers suck. There's the 49ers. The Giants.
They got blown out by the 49ers.
Yes, 37-8.
Good Lord.
Then played the Giants, the Redskins, the Bears.
Oh.
Then the Vikings, good team, and the Lions. So how many quality games do we have here? 1, 2. Do we count that Chiefs team without
0.5, I guess?
Okay, 2.5. 3 games. They played 3.5 tough games.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lions, the Bears, the Redskins, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Chargers. Yeah. What are we doing? How can I tell if this is a good team?
Raiders, Broncos.
I honestly, I have no idea what to think.
And the one team that we know is really good.
Yeah.
They got blown out. The other playoff team they played was the Eagles. They lost.
The Vikings. They beat the Vikings.
It's divisional. It's one of those you just throw out the window.
Right.
They have Kirk Cousins' number, but I was always remember that 49ers game. I was like, they just got manhandled, and you're like, is this what we expect? And then they won on tiebreakers.
Yeah, and like you were saying, look at these close games. They beat the Bears by 7 in week 1.
Yeah, it was 10-3 that game. That game was disgusting.
Yeah, lose to the Eagles by 7. Beat the Lions by 1.
They should have lost.
Beat the Chiefs by a touchdown. Lost to the Chargers by 15. Panthers win by 8. Smoked by the 49ers. Beat the Redskins by 5. Beat the Bears again by 8. And beat the Lions by 3. I don't understand.
It's weird. It's a weird team.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone really knows, is this team good or bad. It's just like people are just kind of guessing, and
all they're doing is beating they're beating the team they're supposed to beat. Like, I don't know what else you're supposed to say. And
for sure,
they should beat the Seahawks.
It's very much like the Seahawks, kind of doing the same thing, except they blew some weird games too.
Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go with this team. They don't really screw up a whole lot. It seems their defense we thought was really good. They fell off, then they got good again. Yeah. Rodgers isn't Aaron Rodgers anymore. He's not being asked to be.
If they can get a lead and those defensive ends can pin their ears back and just run at the quarterback, it's bad news.
Okay, well, that's going to frame this game for me because they're going to have a lead in this game.
You think they're going to score on Seattle?
Yeah. Seattle doesn't have a good defense. Have you watched the Seattle defense in the last 4 weeks? I mean, you know what we do, right? It's going to be base. You're going to have the 3 linebackers out there, and one of them is not Michael Kendricks. So
yeah. And what happened to your corner? Not Shaq, the other one, Oklahoma State guy.
Flowers?
Yeah, I thought he was supposed to be decent.
He will be really good for 6 plays, and then he'll be terrible.
It's just the plays that are. Mistake when he makes a mistake, it's super noticeable.
He's in the Browner spot.
Oh, rough.
So I mean, Amadi's been making plays, and Diggs is incredible. Yeah. That's the one reason I kind of give us a chance here is that Diggs is really damn good.
I can't believe you guys got him for 5th round. He's a top 10 safety at worst.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He's incredible. So
and he's healthy. He knows Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
He plays him twice, or played him twice a year.
Yeah. No, he's a badass. I can't wait to see how that plays out. But and Clowney's going to be fine. But what I'm worried about with this defense is they just kind of give you certain things, and that's how it's going to go. And they're gonna hope that Rodgers or someone makes a mistake and that they can take advantage of it. But they're just not good at that right now. And more than likely, you're just going to have these linebackers chasing people around trying to make a play.
Well, good thing it's Jimmy Graham at tight end.
Yeah.
They don't really their slots, and Devontae Adams would be their best slot, I guess.
But he's gonna murder the Seahawks.
Yeah, he's just gonna run those slants.
Yeah,
and outs.
He can slant, come back, run out. It doesn't matter. That's what Seattle's gonna give him, and Rodgers is gonna just keep taking it. Rodgers could, if they wanted to, he could probably throw for 350. But I also don't like our run defense. Bobby's gonna make the tackles, but he's not gonna stop them for 2 or 3 yards anymore. It's gonna be 4 or 5. Poona Ford didn't turn out to be the run-stopping machine that we thought he would be either. So it's basically hey, we know Clowney's going to hold his end of the bargain down. Who's going to do it on the other side?
Yeah. I feel like he's getting triple teamed and he's still in the backfield.
Yeah.
He's insane.
That's scary for me is just the scheme that we run, just giving up whatever Rodgers wants is not cool. Can Rodgers still take advantage of that without thinking he's a badass and he can throw a touchdown on every play? I don't know. We'll see. If they can rein him in and if he can just continue to play the way he's playing and just getting chunk yardage and not scoring touchdowns and he's fine with that, they're going to smoke the Seahawks. Mm. But
and the only good bright side, if they get a lead, Seattle will start passing.
Yeah.
And
for sure. That's what you want.
Yeah. And so it just sucks that Russ is going to get killed.
Right.
But also Russ is going to kill them.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Dwayne Brown this game either, which sucks.
Again, he's still out?
He's questionable, but I don't know. I'm worried that I don't know. It just, maybe he can be limited and play some snaps.
Just put him on passing downs.
Fant was 50-50 as well. Yeah, so they're not banged up. Green Bay's just not hurt.
Yeah.
They have, Brian Bulaga's out.
That's it.
So, I don't know, man. It's worrying if you're a Seahawks fan. But I know a lot of Seahawks fans that are really... they're really confident. So,
dude, Russ is when he runs and
when you can tell that Russ is I'm going to win this game, then it's oh shit, we have a chance. They're going to have a chance, no doubt about it.
Simmons always says that the one quarterback in the league you don't want to bet against, and it's Russ.
Yeah, because
he's going to be the last drive of the game. He has the ball,
right,
and somehow he just always makes the play. Somehow he convinces the defensive coordinators to go cover 0.
Yeah,
and they're just gonna run deep routes.
Yeah,
it's just insane to see Russ. So basically, we want to do is blitz Russ. We'll see. I don't think the Packers are really a blitz happy team.
Right.
And
I'm hoping that these DNs get so far up the field that he can run.
Yeah. They get too far up and he just scoots right by.
Right.
Because that's what they will. Preston Smith will do that. Dak would do that. Did a lot of that when he was at the Redskins.
And Marshawn,
just get him to the goal line.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I was thinking a lot of the stuff with him when I was texting during the game was hey, every time they do this fake stretch play to him and then pass to him, he's wide open.
Yeah.
The defense is going to come crashing down on Russ and Marshawn's going to be wide open.
Was it 3rd or 4th down they ran in? I think
it was 3rd.
Yeah. He had so much open field.
Yeah. Because they just don't worry about him in the passing game.
You're it's 100% chance it's the completion.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's weird. But hopefully they keep that in the bag of tricks. I'm going to go Seattle here. It's +4. That's a lot of points. And I don't know. I don't see Green Bay should be -4. I'm thinking like -3.
Yeah, Seattle's the Road Warriors, 14-2 against the spread in their last 16 road games, which is just insane to think about. Because when you think of Seattle, you think CenturyLink. Or what is it now? Questfield? What do you guys know?
CenturyLink.
CenturyLink.
Yep.
You just think of them as a home team. You don't want to play them at home, but actually now it's, hey, you don't want to play them on the road.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Seattle as well.
Okay. Houston.
This game is going to be that Seattle Packers. They don't play boring. Well, they don't play non-exciting.
There will be drama.
It'll be a drama field. Something will happen. This is what it does.
Houston at KC. Do you have the numbers on the betting for Seattle Green Bay? I'm kind of interested in that. I feel like Green Bay is a public team that no one cares about this year.
Yeah, it's 62% of the bets are on Seattle.
I'm telling you, man, something weird with Green Bay this year.
Yeah, and 59% on the under, and it's 47.
Okay.
I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah, I'll take the under on that too.
Yeah.
Might just tease every under.
Yeah.
Houston at KC. KC's -10 here. We got another -10.
Ooh.
I don't really like Houston. I don't like Bill O'Brien. I don't like anything. I don't like anything about Houston.
I like Deshaun.
Yes, I love Deshaun. I feel bad for him. I'm going KC -10.
And it's like they're like, get it to his best receiver. They give it to Hopkins, fumbles the first time he touches the ball.
Yeah.
And
they don't have a run game also.
Yeah, and Watson just has to be like, what the fuck, dude? I have no weapons. I'm throwing to Kenny Stills. They're tight end number 57, like Fredrickson or whatever. They don't have a tight end. They have Hopkins. They're throwing out Carlos Hyde at running back, Duke Johnson at running back.
Johnston.
It's crazy. Like, and then a random stat, who would you guess who's the highest paid running back left?
On their team?
No, in the whole playoffs.
Ooh. Shit. Okay. Wait, what do you mean? Derrick Henry? Oh, you mean actual real life, not like daily fantasy?
Yeah, like real life.
Is it Carlos Hyde?
Duke?
Oh my God, that guy stays living off of his Madden rep.
So I was like, well, he's the highest paid running back. Everyone's on the rookie contracts.
That's great.
Or Carlos Hyde, vet minimum, basically.
There you go.
So I was
Marshawn should make more than that. Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, running backs don't matter.
Yeah. I'm going KC.
I'm going KC as well.
Okay.
Mahomes should always be a -10. And I do have a lock for the, but we'll get to that later in the props.
Yeah, let's give our best bets for these games. So we got Saturday. What's our Saturday prop? We split on San Fran, Minnesota. I'm willing to take the points there and say Minnesota Baltimore parlay.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know what that would pay out. I can look it up, but at least you're getting one big point. You're getting the big spread both ways, and basically hoping that Lamar. I think as long as they score 28, you're clear. You're not having to worry about anything as far as what Tennessee is going to do. So let me look that up.
And I feel like they're going to score 28. This is what the Baltimore does.
Yeah, no, I can see it. Let's see. So Minnesota +7, and Baltimore's only -9 here.
Ooh, that's good action right there.
That's interesting. So if we put 100 spread credits down, +256.
Ooh, I like that.
That's really solid, actually. You could tease both of those too for no reason. But so Minnesota, Baltimore, +256. We're going to give that out. And then we've got the Seattle Green Bay game, Kansas City. We went Seattle and Kansas City. So that's where we're going to have to roll. I mean, if that's where we're both going to pick, what do you think that's at?
Seattle's probably minus.
No, I'm saying for this parlay, what do you think it is? Like +240?
Well, I was just thinking like they're at plus.
We're doing spreads, right? Not money line.
Spreads,
okay,
yeah.
Good.
It's like probably plus. I would say 230.
KC's -9.5 here.
Yeah,
so.
they're covering that.
+230.
Yeah.
You think? All right, let's see. 100 spread credits. I think it's +250. Ooh. +256.
Damn.
Same.
Yeah, I like those. That's good.
Yeah, those are both good. 4-way. Our best 4-way parlay. We got to do some unders, right? Should we just say all the unders? Let's just do all unders. I'll take it.
That's really good because some of those numbers are insane.
Yeah, who knows what some of these weather... I think Baltimore's weather is going to be fine, but...
Yeah, but like Baltimore's at 51 and then the Seahawks, Packers game's at 47. Like, that doesn't feel right.
No, that feels way off. Let's get rid of this and get rid of this. So if we take all the unders...
That's probably like plus 900.
Hold on.
Plus 10,000?
Plus 1,200?
Oh.
Wow.
We might have to throw some money on that.
That's great. Let's give that out for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We got some props to give.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Minnesota San Fran is the first game. Let me throw these out. Like I said, we didn't have any player props, but we do have some game props. I found these on Bovada. Here's some that I'm giving out. First half winning margin. So basically, who's going to win the first half and by how many points? You can get, I believe the spread on the first half of this game is San Fran minus 3.5. So if you produce San Fran by 1 to 3 points, it's plus 700. That's pretty nuts.
Damn.
So if they just are up by anywhere from 1 to 3, you get plus 700. So, and then I'm also going to give out for that one San Fran by 4 to 6 points. If you do $100 or 100 spread credits on each of those, you win either plus 700 or plus 850 for 4 to 6 points. So if they're up by 6, plus 850. That's insane.
Damn.
What else we got for that one? Will special teams or defensive touchdown be scored?
Ooh.
What do you think?
This was the San Fran game?
Yeah.
Yes, Kirk Cousins due for a pick six.
So, yes is plus 200.
He's throwing a pick to Sherman.
I really like it.
Sherman.
Yeah. So I'm doing that one. And then no is minus 275. I'm not doing no. First score of the game. There are a lot of good ones here. What I'm going to give out is San Fran field goal being the first score of the game at plus 200. But the other options here, do you like that?
Yeah.
Okay. San Fran touchdown plus 190 for the first score. Minnesota touchdown is plus 250, and a Minnesota field goal is plus 500. That's crazy. I might have to switch. But I feel like if San Fran gets the ball, they're going to score in that first drive.
Yeah.
A field goal, at least. Any other score for each team is plus 5,000 and I guess plus 5,500 for Minnesota. So those are mine.
That's for the Saturday morning game, right?
Yep.
I like those.
And who's next? Tennessee at Baltimore.
Oh, sorry, I was too busy thinking of all the Patrick Mahomes stuff I like.
I really wish we could get the player props. Those were so fun last week. Yeah. But apparently that's not something that Vegas likes to give out before they know who's injured and who's not playing. Or maybe they just get scouting reports from coaches. Who knows? Plus 700, plus 850. These are some monster numbers. Boom. And will special teams or defensive touchdown be scored? Yes, plus 200. I could see someone returning a kick or a punt.
Yeah.
Why not? But yeah, more likely it's going to be that pick six. I looked at some of the props for interceptions too for Cousins, but there was no value.
No value.
They're basically like, yes, he's throwing a pick. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Nervous. There's a lot of pressure, guys. I'm gonna go with. First off, we're gonna do the easy one. The first score of the game. Ravens field goal.
Okay.
Plus 325. I think they're gonna get the ball. Titans are gonna get the ball, punt it. They're gonna get in field goal range, kick the field goal. It's what Ravens do.
Okay. So first score, Ravens field goal.
Yes.
What do you know? What was it?
Plus 325.
Damn. Is touchdown higher? I'm just kind of curious.
Touchdowns plus 150 for the Ravens.
Oh, yeah. They just think they're going to mark.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. Okay.
And then, wait, what was the one I had? First turnover of the game.
Okay.
Titans commit the first turnover, which they're going to do.
Okay. Yep. Tannehill.
Yeah. And it's minus 140, so it's an easy bet.
Yeah. So you're basically just like, yeah, we're going to.
Yeah, here, just take
make some money here. No problem.
And first team to call a timeout will be the Titans.
Ooh. First timeout. I thought about doing that for the San Fran one, actually, because I was like, the Vikings are definitely calling timeout first.
Yeah, I think the Titans, they're going to see something like, oh, shit, we haven't seen this on tape yet.
Yeah.
Boom, call a timeout. And it's minus 115.
Oh, yeah. Give me that.
I was like, the Ravens, they had 3 weeks to prepare because they sat other starters week 17.
Yeah.
They sat out last week. I was like, they're gonna
throw something crazy out. Maybe a punt formation. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or Did you have anything else for that game?
They're gonna throw out RG3 and Lamar Jackson at the same time, and you're like, everything, all the stuff that you'd think it's all Baltimore and it's all super high.
Okay.
Like first play of the game, it runs minus 165.
Yeah.
Both teams are fucking running the ball. Ravens touchdowns. It's all there's such a big favorite. Like it's not really.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So let's go to Seattle Green Bay. I've got some for that. Make sure you get your Minnesota KC ready. We've got
because I have the first game of the day.
You do?
Yeah, because the Chiefs, they play at 12.
I thought Seattle Green Bay was
game of the week.
Seattle
plays at 3:40, so you have time to sleep all day.
Damn. Okay, I will be doing that.
You're gonna be so nervous, pacing up and down.
All right, what do you got? Everyone knows I'm going KC under in this game, so it's not really a prop.
The Chiefs, the Texans' last 2 playoff games in the first half, they were down 21-0 to the Colts last year. This year, they were down 16-0 to the Bills.
Yep.
Chiefs -7 first half, plus 120.
KC -7 first half, plus 120. Okay. I can definitely get behind that.
Texans, they start slow. Don't tell me why their last 2 playoff games. They were lucky to win that last week, and then they have to go to Arrowhead.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud. Mahomes does have something to prove because last time we saw him in a playoff game, he just never got the ball back.
Yeah.
And that's what we just were like, damn, they lost at home. And I don't see them. And I just see them starting slow. Chiefs, that has to be a record. They have nobody on the injured report.
Yeah, that's great.
Nobody.
They're ready to roll.
Only the players like Clark. Frank Clark, right? He's not even on there. I was like...
He did say he can't feel his fingers.
Man, that was like 10 weeks ago. They're fine now. He had a week off. It's... The only person they had on there is Juan Thornhill, but it's because he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So they just have to move him to injured reserve, call someone up. But nobody on... That defense has been gelling.
Yeah.
The last 4 games have been giving up 10 points a game.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud. They're going to go after the quarterback.
Yeah, they're gonna have a shot in the arm to start this game.
Yeah,
sure. I like that.
It's Tyrann Mathieu back there ball hawking.
What was the? Did you say what was it again? Minus 120 or
plus 120?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it feels like easy money.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
Texans. Total points.
Okay.
Wait, what is it? Under 21.
Okay.
And it's minus 120.
Just keep them. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they barely could score on the Bills, and now they have to go play a red hot.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Team.
And we know that these games are low scoring. It's hard to score there.
Yeah. And then the easy one, longest touchdown of the game, over under 42 yards. Over.
Longest touchdown of the game.
Mainly because Will Fuller
said over
42.
Over 42. This is for both teams?
Both teams.
What's the...
Minus 115.
What? For an over 42-yard touchdown? Mm-hmm. You think that's worth the risk?
Will Fuller, Tyreek Hill? Yeah.
And Derrick Henry now.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Somehow Tyreek Hill's always open deep.
Yeah. Okay. That's
ridiculous.
Fair. Someone's going down the damn seam.
Yeah. And what do you think the odds would be? Who scores the longest touchdown of the game?
Kansas City minus 140. Tennessee plus
Texans.
110.
Texans.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Houston.
Chiefs minus 200.
I keep thinking they're playing the fucking Titans. Chiefs minus 200. Even for D-Hop being out there?
Mm-hmm. They just think Tyreek's catching it.
That's fair. Okay. Or Mecole, right?
Oh, I forget about him. And then all the receivers are just fast little dudes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to happen. And then special teams or defensive touchdown to be scored, do you think?
Maybe for the Chiefs.
Right. Pick 6. Sean likes to
throw. I think maybe they put Tyreek back there for a punt.
Miko Hardman.
Yeah. What's the odds?
Plus 200.
Are you taking that?
I wasn't going no.
Okay.
Minus 275.
No, minus 275?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is another because the spread's so big, like nothing's really a moneymaker. Everything's like Chiefs score touchdown, it's plus 140.
Yeah.
And so like nothing fun, like how yours are fun.
Okay. Are you done with that game?
Yeah.
All right. We'll go Seattle Green Bay. I only have a couple for this. We've got the highest scoring half. Both the first and second halves are minus 110. Second half, you also get OT, though.
Ooh.
So I'm going Seattle, or in this game, I'm going second half and OT being the highest half. So that's minus 110. I just feel like Seattle doesn't do anything in the first half anyways.
Fuck. And
you're going to wait until the end for Russ to score.
And you know what would piss off Pete Carroll overtime? If he had to play the XFL rules, get the ball at the 5-yard line. So he's taking the delay of games so that he doesn't have the option to hand it off.
It to Marshawn, won't do it.
The one time he did do it in the 5-yard line, he just ran people over to get it.
All right.
I love seeing Marshawn score touchdowns, man.
My other one is the margin of victory. It's going to be a close game, right?
Yeah, this is the one you did say. That's where I got the stat from.
Seattle, 1-6, winning the game by 1 to 6 points. That's a pretty wide spread. Plus 400. Oh. Give me that all day.
Yeah, that's easy. That seems way too easy.
I'm telling you, these margin of victory bets are the best bets you can make in playoff football.
Yeah, it just sucked that the Ravens and Texans were both at plus 10, so it's minus 10. So it's like, well, you're gonna really do the Texans money line,
right? So yeah, those are my two. Seahawks, 1 to 6 points, and a win, and for plus 400. Then the highest scoring half for both teams being the second and overtime at minus 110. These teams will probably go to overtime.
Oh, yeah, it has overtime. They just play both of them play close games.
Close, crappy games.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be dramatic.
Yeah, it will be. Anything else?
Excited for first I hated it, and then more and more stuff leaked out.
My God.
I like the staff he's putting together.
Mike McCarthy is who you're talking about.
Yep. Yeah. Big old Mike McCarthy. He has he's setting up a 14-person analytic team. Computer folks. Yep. He just stole the Rams special teams coach.
Nice.
We stole big Tom Sula.
Tom Sula?
Defensive line guy. Not a head coach, but
my God.
Justin Smith said the best defensive line coach he's ever had. We took Mike Nolan from the Saints.
Oh, nice.
So they're getting a bunch of
quality
assistant coaches.
Hot names. Just like former head coaches that didn't hack it, but they're good at their one job that they have. Their specialty, yeah. Okay.
So, and then I'm just excited for the analytics guy. And then I looked more into his numbers. He leads the league in passing on 2nd and 10.
Look, man, you don't have to talk me into Mike McCarthy. I mean, I have
talked myself into it.
I don't know too much to say about him because, there's always that argument. It feels like he held Aaron Rodgers back and he just didn't make adjustments and was a weird dude for like years there after their Super Bowl. Having a transcendent talent at quarterback. It feels like he didn't do what Andy Reid's doing with Patrick Mahomes. I'll say that. But if you look at the numbers, obviously, which you probably have, they show that basically him and Sean Payton and Pete Carroll are about the same.
Yeah.
As far as Super Bowl rings and as far as wins and playoff wins, they're all pretty much the same.
It was 10 of 13 years with Green Bay. They made it. It was a weird story that during this off year that he had, him and like all his like coaching friends or buddies.
Yeah.
They were just sitting there, analytics, watching all the games.
Analytics camp.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's weird, like, but it's kind of like, and he sounds like he's gonna give up the play calling, so he's just gonna be the head coach.
Basically, I mean, Jason Garrett did the same thing. He had no responsibilities.
But Jason Garrett took away. I don't know, it was weird because he would tell Kellen, "Hey, you can't go for it on fourth.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to."
It sounds like Kellen's going to be there next year.
Yeah,
probably.
And he's obviously because at UW he's going to have full control because they have a defensive coach.
Yeah. Okay.
With Jimmy Lake, and then so sounds exciting. But hey, it's also the Cowboys, and everything could revert back to nothing.
Well, it all depends on what Jerry's gonna let him do.
And he also he sold Jerry on the 14-man analytics team, so sold me, and I was like, if this guy's really into analytics and he's really gonna have a 14-man team like Baltimore does, and they're relaying the numbers every play to the head coach.
Yeah, live stats feed.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. And I did like the hire by the Panthers. That Matt Rule guy.
Why?
He's just a good coach. He's just a good coach.
Where was he like 2 years ago?
Before he was at Baylor.
Okay.
He was at Baylor for 4 years. He took over. Remember
why now?
The
why
scandal?
Is he the guy now?
Because back-to-back 12-2 seasons with no talent.
That doesn't tell me shit. To be honest with you.
And he's
runs the gimmick system.
Yeah, he's another gimmick analytics guy.
Yeah, well.
System. Well, how you see that team? They need to run a system.
They don't have anyone on the team anyways.
That's the problem.
So it's going to suck, and then he's going to get fired in 3 years.
They got a lot of money. But, hey, that's college. You might not look at people going after college coaches. They had to pay a $7 million buyout and then give them a $62 million guaranteed that goes up to like $75 million with incentives.
Stupid. Don't do it.
And they gave him 7 years.
I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. And you gave the Giants a chance to offer it, to match it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. So then they went to go hire the wide receivers coach from the Pats.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, those wide receivers killed it for the Pats this year.
Good job.
Weird move there. At least they didn't hire Jason Garrett.
I wanted them to. Redskins did well with Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio and the people they're putting together.
Scott Turner?
Yeah, one of the Turner sons.
As essentially he's going to be the play caller out there. That's going to be an interesting staff for sure.
And they're going to get Chase Young at 2.
If guys can actually be healthy for 1 year, kind of do the Dalvin Cook thing and bounce back a little bit, that team could actually be decent.
Yeah, they play hard. I'll give them that. That's about it right now.
They can win 8 games next year, 9 games.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. And then now it's basically the Browns are left.
You know what the Browns are gonna do.
Are they gonna get McDaniels?
Yeah, they're gonna give him, and they're gonna give him full control.
Yeah, go for it.
That's not the guy I wanted. Having full control of my team.
Well, they're going to bring the other dude with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if they bring him, then why would they still keep DePodesta?
He has a weird title.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, that's the Browns.
Okay, that's fair. OBJ did say next year is going to be his year.
2020, the year of OBJ.
I'm done with that.
Can we get him to Seattle?
Can we get him out of the league with Antonio Brown?
Hey, Antonio Brown's about to fight Jake Paul, Logan Paul, one of the Paul kids.
I don't care if he's fighting Chris Paul. It doesn't count for me. I won't be watching. I hate that guy. Cool. Well, this is going to be a great weekend of football. Yeah. I'm going to be so disgusted probably by next week.
You don't have to watch it until 3:40 on Sunday afternoon. You got to wait.
I'm going to be so mad.
You got to wait all weekend to play Aaron Rodgers.
If it's anywhere close to how pissed I was last year about the Cowboys, I might not watch football until Pete Carroll is gone.
And it's disgusting. You have to listen to Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Jesus. Okay, well, until next week, hopefully everyone has a good time and wins money on daily fantasy and betting and whatnot if you're in one of the legal states.
Yeah, the daily fantasy this week's hard. What quarterback do you go with?
Yeah. Shit, man, I don't know.
This is the 1 week last week I went with Russ and DK.
You just go with Lamar, right? I mean, how do you not go with Lamar?
Mahomes is there.
You go Lamar.
Think so?
Yeah. Lamar.
Okay.
Fantasy MVP. Real life MVP.
He just turned 23, so happy birthday, Lamar.
Happy birthday, Lamar. We'll catch you next week. Have fun, be safe, and win money.
Lots of money.